Hello again. We are Chris Lee and Chase Robinson of Southeastern 16 here to give you a preview of and a prediction on Florida's road trip to Austin, play the Texas Longhorns. You can catch that one at 11 Central on ABC or ESPN Plus. Texas is about a 21.5-point favorite as of Tuesday, with an over-under of 47.5, according to our friends at BetOnline. Makes for an implied final score of Texas 35, Florida 13. My composite model has Texas by 16.5. Longhorns were off last week. Florida played pretty well till the injuries took their toll against Georgia. Chase, let's jump right into this one because I think the key thing here, and let's talk about Florida's offense against Texas defense. I think the big thing we're all watching is DJ Lagway. And as of this morning on Tuesday, I think we'd all just sort of assumed that DJ Lagway wasn't going to play. Looked like a bad hamstring injury. He gets carted off. Even a minor hamstring injury can be bad. It felt like a major one. Now we're sitting here as of this morning hearing that he could play. I don't know what to make of that, if it's gamesmanship, if it is the truth, but I think that is the biggest storyline to watch in this game. Look, Texas is going to be favored either way, but a massive difference in what you get with DJ Lagway playing or not.
Oh, that's for sure. And look, we all thought it was pretty bad for Lagway. Billy Napier came out in his press conference yesterday, so said it was less significant. And then we start getting reports that, hey, he could, he's not completely ruled out for the game against Texas Saturday. So I think that's a big thing to watch because you had the unfortunate Graham Mertz injury. You go to DJ Lagway, it's his team now, and he goes down. And so then when you're at your third string quarterback, you're in a tough spot. And so, I think Florida really hopes Lagway can go because I do think that Florida has been playing better as of late. I mean, we saw what they were able to do against Tennessee. They had chances to win that game. That's the game Graham Mertz went out. DJ Lagway takes over. You see them get the big win over Kentucky. You see them play good against Georgia, especially in the first half when Lagway was in. They had a lead at halftime. Like, this team is playing better, and I feel like a lot of that is because of DJ Lagway and the leadership that he's brought and putting the team on his shoulders. And so, I think every Florida fan is hoping that they will see Lagway on the field because I think that will certainly make this game more interesting. But, again, Florida's been playing good, but, I mean, Texas, their defense does a lot of really good things that Florida will have trouble moving the ball against.
Yeah, I really like Florida's offense with either Lagway or Graham Mertz. Of course, Mertz won't play again this year, but I mean, Lagway is super exciting. They generate all kinds of big plays, and Texas's defense is about as deep and athletic as you're going to find anywhere. So I love this side of the matchup. By the numbers, I'll give them to you. Florida averaging 29.5 points, 62 snaps on average a game. That's a little low. 4.7 yards per rushing play, 8.2 per passing play, 2.4% turnover rate. Good pass protection. And some of that may have to do with Lagway and maybe Graham Mertz getting rid of the ball. But a sack rate is just 5.3%. That's really good. Texas's defense, the numbers are, I don't know if inflated is a fair way to say it, because I think they're really elite either way. Just because you played a weak schedule doesn't mean you're not an elite defense. But I do think that factors in. Texas hasn't played a lot of phenomenal offenses. Longhorns average 11.5 points a game, scoring against 3.4% turnover rate. I think that might be the best in the league. That's even ahead of South Carolina. 3.9 yards per rushing play, 3.8 per passing play. That's crazy good. And a sack rate of 7.8%. I mean, look, if Lagway plays, then maybe it's interesting. If he doesn't, it's a mismatch. I don't know how else to say it.
It is, yeah. And like I said, anytime you get down to your that deep in your quarterback room, it's a player who has not gotten a lot of reps this year. And when you don't have a lot of reps and you're going against a team like Texas, it usually doesn't go very well.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a very heavy Montreal Johnson game either way. I mean, allowing under 4 yards of pass play is just that's crazy under any
It is.
circumstance. And of course, sacks are a part of that. Let's flip sides of the matchup and talk about Texas's offense and Florida's defense. Before we do that, we remind you, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL, to entertainment and political props. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. The numbers for Texas's offense, you would presume, obviously, we would see Quinn Ewers starting as quarterback, but Arch Manning also a guy who's played a lot of games. Ewers can run. Man, when he is on, he is fantastic. Texas averages 70 snaps a game, 37.6 points, 5.2 per rush play, 7.6 on passes, 5.8% sack rate. That's pretty good. Florida's defense has gotten better since it just looked so awful early in the year. Now, they still stay on the field a lot of plays, 71. That's a problem. And again, some of Florida's stats are influenced by a schedule that's maybe been one of the toughest 2 or 3 in the league so far, and it's going to get tougher before it's over. Florida has a turnover rate forced 2.1% of the time. Teams are going to run at 55% of the time, 4.5 yards per rushing play. Florida's gotten better lately after just looking awful there earlier in the year against the rush. 6.3 per passing play. Sack percentage of 7.3%. Jason Marshall, another one to watch. If he's back, that makes a difference. Texas has got all kinds of receivers. They've been a little banged up there lately with Wingo and some guys, but just an embarrassment of riches. Gunnar Helm is a nightmare because he's just so big and he's athletic. They got Amari Niblack behind him. They got 2 great tight ends. I mean, just everywhere you look, that team has got players. I think this could be – Florida's gotten better, but I think they're going to really be challenged in this one.
Yeah, the depth, you bring up a good point there. The depth is just the reason I think Texas will win a lot of games this year. And the reason they have won a lot of games is just because they have a lot of guys to go through, to throw to. They have a lot of guys to run the ball. They can move guys in and out and spread it out. And the depth is a huge part of this. And I think that's why they have been successful and will be successful, is because the amount of weapons that they have and the amount of depth on the offensive line. You know, if guys get tired, they can move guys in and around and out. And so I think that's the depth has been key on both sides of the ball for the Texas Longhorns.
All right, let's jump into picks and why. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to take Texas. I mean, like we said, Florida has been playing better as of late, but Texas is good. They're elite, and I think they're going to be a contender for the college football playoffs, so I will take the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, I'm taking Texas either way. I think the Longhorns are debatably the most talented team in the country. I'm not saying that with certainty, but you watch them play. They are so good everywhere. They are so deep. And, of course, they went to the playoff last year, which demonstrated that. I think if you get a healthy DJ Lagway, he is explosive enough, and Florida's defense has improved enough that I could see this being a game for a while. I think Florida's better than it gets credit for being. But even if Lagway plays, Chase, I don't know if you've ever heard a hamstring. I have tweaked one, and they hang around for weeks. Like minor hamstring injury, I don't know that there is such a thing as one. This may be a good litmus test, but that concerns me. We don't know if it's news or noise that he's going to play, but I think either way, I'm concerned. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, that we get DJ Lagway healthy, because I think, again, could be interesting for a while. But either way, Texas, too deep, too good. I think we'll win this game. All right, we'll be wrapping it up on Saturday night on our recap show. Hit the subscribe button. That's free. Hit the like button. That helps our analytics, and enable your notifications so when we go live, you'll know about it. Caroline.smith at Southeastern14.com to reach our audience of millions annually. For Chase Robinson, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching and listening to Southeastern 16, presented by BetOnline.